Hey guys, I've got a try new makeup video today for you. I feel like I'm going to be saying that a lot because there's a lot of new makeup releases that have just come out, that are coming out, and I placed an order on Sephora, and very soon thereafter, Marc Jacobs Beauty released again, and I ordered a whole bunch of that. That hasn't come in yet, so I was going to combine them all, and I was like, you know what, I'll do the Marc Jacobs Beauty all on its own when it comes, and I will do this video of this haul today for you guys. Okay, we've got the YSL Skin Affair Soft Glow Cushion Foundation. I'm so excited for this. I was just talking about cushion products in a video that's actually going to be coming out later this week, but Refi is coming out with like cushion blushes and cushion bronzers, and I tried them out in this video, but they're not actually releasing on Sephora until June 4th. They are actually available on the Refi site. Anyway, I'm getting off track here, but we've got the YSL Cushion Foundation. I'm so excited. Cushions are coming back. Anyway, I do also have the Natasha Denona Tan Palette. Boy, I got this as soon as it launched on Sephora. It launched as an in-app exclusive first, and then it was, released site-wide or whatever. Anyway, so excited to try that. And then I've got a bunch of blushes here, so we'll have to see what we use. Maybe we use all of them. But this is the Violette FR Plume Blush. I ordered the shade Latte Praline, so that's more of like a nude sort of shade. And then I did get one of the newer Backstage Rosy Glow blushes from Dior in the shade Pomelo. That's a little bit brighter. And then I got two of the NARS Insatiable Liquid Blushes in Double Dare and Exhibit A. So we've got a bright and a nude. And then this looked interesting to me, the Fenty Beauty Sunstalker Soufflé. It's a pressed mousse cream bronzer, and I got it in the shade Sugar Cookie, which is, I believe, the lightest shade. So we've got that as well. Interestingly enough, I didn't order any new lip products because I feel like we have been inundated with tinted balms lately, whether they're in the squeezy tube or they're like a balm and stick formula. There's just been so many. So I did not order any lip products. So anyway, I've got plenty that we can fill in with depending on the rest of our look. Okay, let's start with this YSL Skin Affair Soft Glow Cushion Foundation. I got the shade LC 1.5. We'll see if this works. This is the packaging. Oh, how cute. It's like a light pink metallic. Yeah, it has like a slight metallic sheen, puffy cover here. We've got typical cushion foundation packaging. This is, I believe, yeah, this is refillable. You can just pop it out from the back there. And then we've got the freshness seal. Oh, that will never not be satisfying. All right, here is the shade that I got. I think that may work. Let me just tap out a little bit there. I think that will work. I think the shade that I got though is supposed to be a cool LC, like a light cool. This, I don't know, at best I would say is neutral. I would say it's neutral. There's actually quite a bit of yellow. I think a little bit of yellow in there. Yeah, when I think of cool, I think of like pink undertone, even maybe like a slightly grayish kind of undertone. And this is a little bit different, Okay, so as you guys know, when I apply cushion products, I really like to use a sponge. It's probably the only time I prefer a sponge to a brush. And I think it really is it kind of just lends itself to being sponge friendly. I don't know, sponge on sponge action, right? I'm gonna dip the tip in. This is a Sonia sponge, by the way, from Target. And I'm just gonna dip the tip of it in, kind of pounce it all over. And then I usually like to use the butt of the sponge and kind of blend it out. And when applying foundation, the bigger the sponge, the better. It just makes for really fast work. I do love a cushion foundation. The texture of a cushion foundation, and I don't know why this can't happen in a bottle, but there's something so creamy about not only the formula, but like how it leaves your complexion. I feel like my complexion ends up being very, very creamy. It has this really sort of juicy sort of appearance, but it's not oily, it's not shiny or anything like that. It almost makes my skin look softer It's so interesting. And like most, I think all cushion products, this is made in Korea. Yeah, cushion products just tend to have a really decent amount of coverage. You can see the difference between this side of my face and this side, but it never looks heavy. It always looks really, really natural. There is a slight fragrance to this. It's pretty subtle, but it's like a floral fragrance. And I think 1.5 or LC 1.5 is decent. It's a decent shade match, I would say. Yeah, so if you use me as shade reference, I would go with that, or something in the same family around 1.5, depending on the tone of your skin. All right, let me add a bit more to this side of my face. Okay. There, we have it applied all over. Yeah, the coverage is quite decent now that I have it all over my face. I would say it's a medium coverage, and I love the texture of it. I love the way my skin looks. I love the texture of this cushion foundation. It's really lovely. Really, really lovely. Yeah, my skin just looks really smooth and really soft. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's move on. Now let's try this Sunstalker Souffle bronzer from Fenty Beauty. Again, I have the shade Sugar Cookie. Here's the packaging. Oh, that's nice. How fun. Like a faux tortoise. And oh, how cool. It looks raised in the pan. I don't know if you guys can catch that. It's raised, but it looks like, I don't know, like it's deflated. Like there's a little bit of a dimple in the middle there. Wow, this is a very cool texture for sure. There is Sugar Cookie. I think that shade is gonna work nicely for me. So it definitely feels like a cream product. It feels like a cream product on the drier side, like a clay. Actually, it feels more like a clay. All right, so now I'm trying to figure out what brush would I use with this. I guess something kind of dense so that I can move it around. I want something kind of in between because I do want to apply it lightly. Like I don't want a really intense sort of application of the bronzer. So I'm gonna try this Sculpt brush from Chantecaille. And it's dense, but there's a little bit of flexibility to the bristles here. So I think that'll help. I'm gonna pick up a little bit. So the tone of this is definitely on the warmer side. It's maybe a little bit too warm for my skin tone. Do you see that? I wonder if another shade, one that's deeper but maybe a little bit cooler, may be more appropriate. But I think as a light bronzer, I think it'll be fine. But I like this formula. It's so interesting. And this brush is working out pretty well. The finish of this is most definitely matte. Yeah, it's a nice, natural, bronzy look. Of course, you guys know I'm like a broken record. I wish it had a little bit of a sheen, but if you like a matte bronzer, I think most people do, this is most definitely matte. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Okay. All right, Fenty Beauty, Sunstalker Souffle, very cool. Okay, now we've got a few blushes to choose from. I think it's just gonna come down to what shade I feel like using. So let's take out the Dior. So this one is Pomelo, wow, my eyes, 106. And here is Pomelo. Let's do a little swatch. It has a sheen to it and a few micro glitters. Those are pretty much dusting away. Oh, this is very pretty. In the pan, it looks like just kind of like a warm light pink, but because it has a golden sheen, it actually warms it up a little bit. It looks more peachy in the swatch. Now I understand why it's called Pomelo. Yeah, it definitely warms up. So that's very pretty. I like that golden sheen. And then Violette FR came out with these Plume Blushes, and the packaging, it's like a big version of those single eyeshadows. Ooh, this looks like it's gonna be a cream to powder formula. Let's see, an airbrush cheek color with a melt to matte feather light texture. This weightless formula effortlessly blends out, delivering buildable, soft focus color with cloud-like comfort. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, I like that. Ooh, it does blend out really nicely. Okay, and this is definitely, it's much warmer than the Dior. All right, and then here are the two liquid blushes from NARS. Let's start with Double Dare. So here's what these look like. They've got a big doe foot applicator. That's a very pretty peachy nude color. Okay, and then Exhibit A, which is one of the longtime beloved shades from NARS. Look at this red, it's so pretty. There is Exhibit A. Okay, well, I think Exhibit A I'm gonna put aside because since we're gonna be using the tan palette, I wanna go with something kind of tan adjacent, if you will. So maybe what I will do is I'm gonna put down the Violette FR, the Plume Blush, and then in Latte Praline, and then I'm going to kind of brighten it up with the Dior Backstage in Pomelo. Now, Violette FR came out with a kabuki style brush to work with her blushes. I have some kabuki style brushes that I thought I could use, or just a regular, a regular brush or whatever. I was really tempted, to buy that brush, but you guys know how many brushes I have. So I was like, stop it, don't be ridiculous. So let's see, I do have, my Chantecaille kabuki brush that I love. I do just wanna point out here, now that the foundation has kind of settled down, all I've put on top of it is the bronzer, which you saw me put here. So I didn't put any here, but this is, I think, that soft glow that they're trying to describe in the name of this foundation. Yeah, which is the Skin Affair Soft Glow Cushion Foundation. So there definitely is a beautiful glow to it. It has almost like just the slightest sort of highlight quality to it. It's definitely like a soft satin sheen. I wouldn't say there's any metallic, reflection or anything like that to it. It really is just like a soft satin. Very, very beautiful. As you guys know, I have dry skin, so I love a little bit of glow. I think that's so pretty. But now that it's like kind of settling down, I really can see it kind of coming through. It's really pretty, really pretty. Okay, so I landed on the Chantecaille Blend and Smooth brush because I wanted something a little bit smaller since this is just for my cheek. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Latte Praline and I'm going to sweep. From all the demos I've seen of this on Instagram, like off of the Violette FR site, they look like they're really kind of like working it in, and it really just seems like it blends out beautifully. I think I picked up too much. Let's just blend that out. Oh, this has like a vanilla cocoa scent to it. Very subtle. I actually didn't notice it until I started applying it and doing this close to my nose. Oh, that blends out like a dream. Wow. And this shade is so pretty. It really kind of melds right into the bronzer shade. Ooh, I'm kind of loving that. It's so like light. It's so diffused. That's really gorgeous. Oh wow, I think I'm gonna need to get some of these other shades. They looked quite dark in the pan. Well, they look quite dark, at least on the Sephora site. We know the color can be kind of off when it comes to Sephora, but I'm realizing it goes on in such a sheer way that I think those colors are probably a lot more diffused once you apply them. I'm gonna have to check them out. So just to compare them to like the Sarah Creole, I would say is a little bit more emollient. They're also more pigmented than these. And then compared to like the Prada cream blush, I would say the Prada is like a little bit thicker. These sort of glide a little bit nicer, I think, than the Prada ones. This is a really nice formula. I have to say, I'm quite impressed with that. Okay, I just grabbed an old Laura Mercier. I think this is the Cheek color brush. I'm not sure if they make this anymore, but it's just a synthetic haired flat paddle brush. I'm gonna go into the Dior and just add a little bit of a pop of color here, just to the apples of my cheeks. And then just bring it up on my cheekbone here. Okay, wow. Wow, what a power duo that was. I feel like adding this bright pink just in the center of that latte praline really created this really pretty ombre effect. I will tell you, just reading up on Painted by Esther has really, really inspired me to layer more blushes and like play around with more blushes and more like blush colors and like really using them to create this dimension and like this ombre effect. I'm really, really digging it. Okay, wow, this was a great combo. A great, great combo. All right, so that was Pomelo in the Dior. I think what I'll do now, what will I do? I am going to, before I forget, add a little bit of eyebrow gel. I've got the Dior Show Onset Brow Gel in black. And now, let's take a look at the Natasha Denona Tan Palette. You guys, I'm so excited for this palette. So, so excited. I get very excited for Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, right? I think I can speak for all of us. But this palette, it's so summertime. It's so like poolside, beachside, sexy. It's got all those bronzy browns, that gold right in the middle. It's like everything I want to be in the summertime. In the summertime. Okay, let me do some swatches for you guys. And I'm going to swatch them from left to right, top to bottom. So I'm on the Natasha Denona site, so I'm just reading off the shade descriptions. Okay, first we have Sandal, which is a cream matte medium caramel. Burnt, which is a sparkling foil light medium pale copper. Brook, which is a sparkling foil medium brown. Villa, which is a metallic light warm icy nude. Kissed, which is a metallic satin medium caramel. Lazy, which is a matte light medium sandy nude. Dip, which is a cream matte coffee bean brown. Spritz, which is a sparkling wet medium brass. Daydream is a metallic satin medium dark brown. Serene, a sparkling foiled medium rusty nude. Soft Spot, matte medium sandy brown. Celeste, metal gloss light icy beige. Paddle, a matte light medium neutral nude. And then actually the list on her site ends there, but there's two more shades. We've got Toasted, which is a metallic, and Glide, which is a cream matte shadow. So she has a really interesting graphic on her site. I'll just put a screen cap of it right here. And it says, where every vertical, horizontal, diagonal, row, and quad work together seamlessly to create a full look. So that is always really cool. And this is, you know, basically how she lays out all of her midi palettes. There are a lot of quads in here I like. I really like this quad, this quad, this quad, this quad. Basically, like the two outer columns, any of the quads that those make. This bottom row would be absolutely like a gorgeous quint. Gosh, I've been like avoiding the gold because I just really like all of these browns. So I think I will focus there. Which quad should I focus on? Maybe this one? Because I really like this Villa shade up here. It's so nice and bright. But that one doesn't actually happen to have any mattes, which is okay. I think what I can do maybe is use this quad and then this matte. So I'm gonna start here. And I've got my Nikki LaRose BK Beauty N13 blender brush here. And go into Paddle. Ooh, I've gotta take off this sticker. I'm just gonna lay this down really lightly, kind of all over my lid here. Okay, I've got a Refer number 15 brush. I'm gonna go into Kissed, which is this shade right up here in the top right corner. And I'm gonna focus this on the center part of my lid here. Let me work it in my socket line here. I'm gonna take Daydream over here. I'm just gonna use the same brush and I'm gonna work that, the outer corner here. And I'm just using circular motions to blend that in towards the Kissed shade. So far, the shades that I'm using are appearing on my lid the way they're appearing in the pan, which is so great. These shades specifically in other brands, they tend to like warm up on my lids, and that makes me crazy. And I'm so glad that so far these are staying like true to how they appear in the pan. I'm just gonna go into Soft Spot, this matte shade in the bottom left-hand corner. Again, I'm just kind of sticking to the same brush here, but I just wanna transition out that Daydream shade a little bit up here. Okay, I'm gonna use this Eyeshadow 1 brush from Westman Atelier. It's got that point, which I want because I wanna get right into that inner corner there. I'm gonna grab Villa right up here. Look at how pretty that shade is. And then I really want to like smoke out my eyes. So I'm going to grab this smudger brush from Sonia G. This is the Alpine 6 brush. And I'm going to go into Dip, this really deep, dark brown shade. And I'm just gonna drag it along my lower lash line too. Okay, I definitely need to add some eyeliner, but that is my Natasha Denona tan look, my very first one. Oh, I love it. I love it. Perfect season for it to have come out. It's just stunning. I feel like this is gonna be one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes for sure. It is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, let me add some eyeliner. I'm gonna use the Sarah Creole Eyes Up in the shade Rich Cocoa. This is her dark brown one. I'm basically just gonna tight line Okay, something I didn't do before that I'm gonna do now is add a little bit of powder. So I have fallen in love with this Ilia press powder. It is so good. I love the finish of it. It looks absolutely gorgeous on the skin. And I'm gonna use a puff to apply it like over my blush area and my under eyes. Just kind of softens everything up. And I'm gonna make sure I have a good amount underneath my eyes here because I don't want anything to move. But this powder has the most incredible sheen to it. I actually try it for you, I believe, in the video that's coming out later this week. So anyway, a little bit of a preview on that powder, but it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Look at that like really soft satin sheen. It doesn't really take away from the cushion foundation. It just sets everything down beautifully. Okay, now for lips. I feel like I need a really like sexy nude, close to like concealer lip. So let me try and find something. Okay, I'm gonna use, let me see. I'm gonna use, sorry, the Hung Van Gogh lipstick in 88. This is probably the palest lipstick I have right now. It has a little bit of warmth to it. And the lip liner I pulled out, I think maybe is a little bit too cool. This is actually Natasha Denona's NP 0.5 Clio. I think I want something with a little bit more warmth. Okay, I really wanted to use the Natasha Denona lip liner because I love them so much, but they were all a little bit on the cooler side, which normally is absolutely perfect for me. But I went ahead and grabbed Hung Van Gogh's Create the Shape lip liner in, oh sorry, Create the Shape is the name. Sorry. It's the Accentuating Longwear lip liner, and this shade is Create the Shape. So this one is like more of a neutral, warm leaning nude color, which I think is gonna suit 88 a lot better. Okay, there's the lip liner. Now the lipstick. Okay, wow, that is such a severe lip. Such a severe lip. I love it. I love it so much. This is one of those like heavier makeup looks that I'm really comfortable with. I really like a heavier eye and a nude lip. It just makes me happy. It just makes me really, really happy. I am really loving pretty much everything that I tried. This blush from Violette FR is gorgeous, and I'm like loving the idea of using these blushes because they have such a great texture to be a base for other blushes like this one. This combo was incredible, absolutely incredible. This cushion foundation is gorgeous, like most cushion foundations. I just love the texture of them. I love the way it makes my skin look. The Natasha Denona tan palette, I'm sorry, but that is hot. That is really, really hot. I love this whole color story for the summertime. I think it's absolutely stunning. Oh, and this bronzer from Fenty Beauty. I think it was fine. I think it was fine. I think it was a really interesting formula. I think this shade maybe is a little bit off for me. Maybe I need to try one, like I said, a little bit deeper, but maybe cooler. Check out her shade range there. And I'll have to try out these NARS products in another video. I feel like NARS has come out with a lot of new makeup, so maybe I just need to do like a full face of NARS again. I haven't done that in a long time, in a really long time. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts on this stuff. Let me know if you have any questions down below in the comment section. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video.